Hoi allemaal, welkom terug op mijn kanaal. Het is tutorial nummer 10 is what we are on of the palette focus of the Patrick Ta major dimensions major dimension 2 from Patrick Ta. Number 10. Beautiful palette. Doing makeup for 20 years and having as much, excuse me, I just now realized I got some foundation on my nose hair. Very embarrassing. This color story has been done by many other brands and it has been relabeled, revamped, re-edited, this and that. But as far as the brand itself, Patrick Ta, I love the rose gold. And it does get dirty pretty fast. And if it is dirty, then that means it's being well used, which I don't mind. Aesthetically, to the brand by itself, love it. Love this dimension. As far as what I have within my kits, what I use, I have it. This kind of reminds me of Naked 3 mixed with a little bit of, I would say, Urban Decay's Naked Heat, from Natasha Denona, from Pat McGrath. It's just, the story has been done, and I've been doing makeup for 20 years now, and for the brand itself, I love what it aesthetically has created. He definitely has a certain type of aesthetics, and his portfolio as far as the work he has done on models, beautiful, gorgeous. And I think he stays true to who he is, which I love. And we kind of get to experience that journey along with him with the evolving of the brand from when it first launched quite a few years ago to what it is now. The brand and himself has come a long way. It's still growing, it's still learning, and they're still doing their best, and they are still pushing the boundaries of what they can do themselves with the brand, which is something I could appreciate. But 10 tutorials, well, doing 10 today, it's just, for me personally, a lot of things are starting to get really redundant. For me personally, like, there's really no depth. You can get depth if you incorporate other palettes, which is fine. But as far, I mean, it's 2025. We don't have just one palette. You can use this in conjunction with something from NYX, from CoverGirl and stuff like that to get a little bit more of that depth, the variety that you want. But focusing on the palette solely by itself, it's all right, to be quite honest. But I do have an idea. Like the last 2 tutorials I will put here, I focused more on Desire, which was more of this warm, is this one. Today I want to focus on maybe seeing if I could do something a little bit more cool with the romance, with Affair, and maybe like Amour in the crease. I don't know, we'll see. But let me go ahead and prep my eyes with the Pro Filt'r eyeshadow primer, and we will get into this tutorial. Eyes are prepped with the Pro Filt'r eyeshadow primer by Fenty Beauty. Like I would have already did a look before this, so my eyes are a little irritated today. But without further ado, let us go into Amour first to start to define that crease. And I kind of want to do a little bit more of a, well, try to do a little bit more of a blown out look, but we'll see how that goes. This in the crease, the Amour. Yeah, tutorial number 10. Like I said, I have an idea. I do like the looks I have been coming out with this palette so far, even though it's stuff I could have recreated. But it's a very romantic type of palette for sure. I think every brand needs to have that type of a palette to be an essential for the brand. I mean, Urban Decay had their Naked 3. I still remember when they did the promos for that. Fun fact, the model they use for Naked 1, 2, and 3 is the same model. She was was and probably still is gorgeous, but she had these beautiful bushy brows too, I remember that. But this is their romantic palette for sure. Pat McGrath, definitely the Divine Rose 1 and 2 for sure. But yeah. So the formulation of these mattes are so silky. Now, let us go into Affair. Starting to remember, kind of. Going in with a flat brush, dipping into Affair, and we're going to put this more for the outer. And just bring it down. Oof. 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 So it is, as of right meow, mid-August, middle of August, and there has been tease of a concealer from Patrick Ta. So I am very curious if that is going to be the new drop for holiday or for spring. I'm just very curious right now about that. I'm gonna go in with my, still have that one, back into the Affair. And we're just gonna go ahead and use it to create the wing. Because I don't think I'm going to do a Heartache at all. I just want to focus on this and create this to be more of, I want to see if you could use this as an actual wing, which I'm starting to get. And now that we are at tutorial number 10, the next 6 tutorials are going to be with conjunction of other palettes that I've been having in mind that this reminds me of. So I'm excited for that as well. So that in the crease, that is actually quite epic and beautiful, to be quite honest. Ooh, that gives actually some really good depth. And why you popping up? So, let me go back in with the flat brush just to get this a little bit closer to the lash line. But I'm also curious if they will come out with the eyeshadow primer. Yes, I know you have your creams in here, but it's just, I would rather use an eyeshadow primer. All right. Let's go into, what is it called? Romance. Rah. Going in with the finger. And this is where he gets me. And it is not fair. One, let's go ahead and just use that into a deep brow. It is not fair because they don't sell Patrick Ta here in the Netherlands. Two, I am really trying to save my money and trying not to buy inchy more than I already do. Oh my gosh, that is going back in to just really, I mean, come on, really get right into Chia. Oh my god, this is. And for me personally, it's stuff like this that I glad I started to do, because the fact that I'm still yet to find somebody who does stuff like this, really deep dive into these palettes. Maybe there is, and I still haven't found them, but yes. Tutorial number 10. And I do love this. This is tutorial number 10 of the Patrick Ta Beauty Major Dimension Eyeshadow Palette 2. I will continue to use the Patrick Ta foundation, the Hydra Luminous, Major Skin Hydra Luxe Luminous Skin Perfecting Foundation, and Golden 18 Neutral. I think I will eventually get Golden Neutral 15 as well, eventually. I don't know when. But here in the Netherlands, we have Vinted, and there are quite a few people who are selling their foundations already. And yeah, I might get it from there. Because the import fees I have to pay if I order from the website are ridiculous. I think last time I checked, the foundation alone, just for one foundation, was like, I think 90 euros, which is stupid. But I'm gonna go and do the rest of my face, and you guys will see the final look in a moment. Ooh. Here we are, tutorial number 10, the final look of the Patrick Ta's Major Dimension 2 palette focus. I am digging this look, I'm not gonna lie. I am feeling myself. The fan is on, yeah, you can obviously hear it, because the past week, 2 weeks maybe, it has been cloudy, rainy, windy, trying to make up its mind, but all of a sudden summer decided to start all over again. But here we are. Love this look. Foundation, let's start with the primer. Luminous Blur Stick from Milk Cosmetics. Under eye correctors, Flash Luminizer by Dior, and Charlotte Tilbury's Vanish number 2 is what I have on. Now for the under eye setting, under the concealer, Crystal Translucent Light Reflecting Setting Powder from NARS. Concealer, Beautiful Radiant Skin 8.5 medium. I just put a little bit here, 2 dots, blended it out for as much as I can. Foundation, Hydra Luxe Luminous Hydrating. Hydra Luxe Luminous Skin Perfecting Foundation by Patrick Ta. Golden Neutral. This, in person, this is dark, but it just matches obviously my shoulder, my chest a lot more than it does my neck, and of course my face is a lot lighter than my body, but that is what we have on for foundation. Bronzer, Airbrush Flawless Bronzer in 310. Highlighter, where did I go? Does anybody, first and foremost, Marc Jacobs. I miss the brand, and I hope they come back. There's rumor in 2025 that they are supposed to be dropping something, but there's been nothing yet. But this is the Omega Glaze All Over Luminizer. I don't think a lot of people gave Marc Jacobs the brand enough credit that it deserved, but this is what I have on. This is in Showstopper, number 81, and I also have Jet Girl, number 82 also. Like this, look at that. Look at that lighting. That, and you have this. I mean, you get 10 grams of product. I don't think a lot of people realize how much, because this is like an iridescent. It reminds me of the shadow from Pat McGrath. It has that peachy pink gold reflect. This is the Jet Girl. Oh, and that is the Jet Girl. Look, yeah. That's what I have on the face. Brows are still Benefit. Lips is the Opulous Gloss from Pat McGrath and Pale Fire Nectar. Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray to set the foundation. Now, tutorial number 10. Beautiful, I love it. Obviously with other palettes, you could get a lot more depth. You could get a little bit more de je ne sais quoi type of thing going on. But I do love this palette. I took like 2 weeks off from playing with it and playing with it again for number 10. This is very mesmerizing and orgasmic. But as usual, to see the final edits, go to my Instagram page. Of course, for 2026, there will be a lot more tutorials dropping. My skin is really itchy. because 2026 is just going to be a plethora of me doing tutorials from Urban Decay, from Natasha Denona, Pat McGrath, Bobby Brown, their Ultraviolet palette, Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I only want to, and Charlotte Tilbury, and I just only want to do things that I have. I really do not want to buy anymore. I do not want to consume and just have it sitting here. I'm sick and tired of it. After having all this stuff for quite a few years, there's a lot of things I do need to throw away regardless, but I do think we need to go through what we have, use what we have, and really ask ourselves, are we really going to use it? And be honest with ourselves. Anyways, I'll see you guys next video.